Good afternoon, friends. In my in the series of my talking on feedback, today I'll be talking on stop asking feedback and then expressing your opinion. A very normal default in everybody. I'll tell you one small incident would happened with me a few days back. I was entering an elevator or lift and I was going. The moment I entered the lift, I found other lawyer. I knew him. He's about 80 years old. He was also in the elevator. While I entered and shook hands, there's a third man entered into the lift, and he was smoking. And suddenly noticed that my lawyer friend was very uncomfortable. He could not digest that smoke, and by the time he wanted to jump out of the lift, the door closed, and he was stuck. And suddenly he asked the third fellow in the lift, don't you think that smoking is incorrect or wrong in elevator? That fellow immediately stopped smoking and he asked him, what do you think? How is it wrong if I'm smoking? The lawyer said, firstly, it is against the law, and you asking my opinion. You're not supposed to smoke inside the elevator because I will be affected passively. And that person started into argument, defending his wrong act. I was quite surprised. By the time this happened, we were in the 16th or 17th floor, wherever we are going. It is, my friend, it was one of those small but outrageous moments that remind you how defensive people can be, whether they are right or wrong, especially if they are wrong. The lawyer's words, they always keep ringing in my ears. And when he said, I can't believe this, in disgust. You asked me for my opinion and now you are arguing with me. My friends, it is no difference than our behavior when we argue with someone who is giving us advice or feedback. Offering feedback, we immediately tend to react and counter it with our own opinion. We often do everything. We ask for everything, and every time we often do this. We ask for feedback and unthinkingly respond by expressing our opinion. My friend, this is very wrong. Whatever we say, howsoever softly we couch it, our opinion will sound defensive. Firstly, you are taking a feedback and opinion from people ultimately for a personal assessment or appraisal for putting it to your CEO or the superior officials, so that you have a right kind of assessment of the people and the work, and ultimately organization improves or becomes better. So there is no requirement of you responding on a feedback given by people. Whatever we say, however softly we couch it, our opinion will sound defensive. It will resemble a rationalization, I think, a denial, a negation, or an objection at least. It is no fun. It actually is counterproductive. If you start reacting on every your subordinates, peers, or anyone, solicited or unsolicited. you defeat the very purpose. And you get into an argument defending your opinion against his feedback or his or her opinion. And that was not the aim of taking the feedback. That's why I say, my friend, stop asking for feedback and then expressing your opinion. Stop doing that. One small act. Take every piece of information, every piece of feedback, every piece of advice as a gift or a compliment and simply respond by 2 words called thank you. You have not been asked your opinion. You have not been asked to defend the perception you hold about that particular task or particular man. Just say simply thank you. No one expects you to act on every piece of feedback or advice you are getting from environment or the people. My friends, remember, if you learn to listen and act on the advice that makes sense, the people around you will not only be thrilled, but the organization will be ultimately benefiting. You have to keep your calm. You have to remain very cool and collect the feedback. Later on, when you go back to your cabin, your office, you can analyze. You can discuss with second or third person. Just because every piece of information you get from individual is not correct. Every feedback, every advice you get from anyone, any subordinate, you must verify, cross-verify, check for the authenticity and your own observations, and then finally reach to a decision before implementing. You can never go wrong. We invariably go wrong because we immediately start firstly responding negatively on every feedback, and secondly start reacting and making a wrong opinion about individuals for whom we are getting the feedback. My friend, stop that. Just take the feedback or advice as a piece of information that should be checked, cross-checked, verified before making a firm opinion, and everything, your final execution and act must be in the interest of the organization, not against the organization by having a knee-jerk reaction. Thank you very much. Stop asking the feedback and then expressing your opinion. You will be a better executive. Thank you very much.